So friends, after understanding the basics of market segmentation, we now understand the various bases on which you can create segmentation. So these are the various bases available to you. As we are getting into them one by one, I am not like repeating it or reading them out. So first is a geographic segmentation. As the name suggests, the segmentation which is based on the geography or a location. So it has 4 variables that is possible: region, city, the density of the population, and the climate. So on the region, it is north, east, west, south. Many countries have their own other central west, central east, etc. So central India, we say also at our end. City wise, it's like classification could vary though, but it is like urban, semi-urban, towns, category A, B, C towns, rural as we say, so etc. Density, like so density wise, it is urban, semi-urban, suburban also is a classification, in the rural. So that's a density where high density versus a rural, the density will be less per kilometer of the area, etc. And the climate, hot, humid, cold, etc. So that's how the essence of that one need to know is that people who live in the same area have a similar needs and wants. So expectation wise, people living together will have the same kind of a nature environment, therefore their need, wants, etc. are going to be similar. Can also cover some regional differences, which is due to the climate. That also gets covered if you do a geographic segmentation. Can also allow segmenting the market based on density. So as I said earlier, the literacy, the urban, rural, that divide is also possible for you. That's why geographic segmentation has its own utility. Other aspects are, it is very easy to define, this segment. Media also has evolved around that. Media has evolved around segment, which is a geographic segment. You have practically for every geographic location specific media available. So therefore you can use that media to reach out to that local population. You have newspapers of different regions and religions, etc. Right at this thing, Matrubhumi for Kerala, or Dainik Bhaskar, or you say Mumbai Samachar, Lok Satta, Lokmat, etc. So you see that media has evolved. So they can take you closer to the target audience. Demographic segmentation. Demographic is the word inclusive of many such factors. It starts with age, the sex, the marital status, etc., the family compositions, the size, the income, etc., and then the occupation, education, religion. So various sub-categorizations are mentioned to you out here. Yes, do take a look at it and understand them. It helps. I'm not getting into explaining them one by one, but let's move on to understand the significance of it. The statistical information of all this is available. Entire India statistical profile on this factor is available. So you as a marketer can get a statistical input. Demographic information is, because of its availability and gets you the access to the identification of the people, it's a cost effective way to divide your market, and you are able to even target your market better based on this demographic information. It helps you to measure the effectiveness, because now you are able to identify the profile very well, and the number thereof, because of availability of the information, you are able to work the effectiveness of you can calculate the return on investment, etc. In most cases, they individually do not help you, and so just having a demographic profile is found to be not a very effective segmentation strategy. Therefore, along with the demographic, you try to have certain psychographic aspects or other bases of segmentation mixed and merged, so to say. So socio-cultural or a psychographic profile aspects, as we move on ahead, we will study them. So it is generally combination of demographic and psychographic or a lifestyle aspects of segmentation profile that gives you a complete profile. So demographic, as this is a limitation also, you can say. Most population in media. So medias are also tuned around demographics. So media looks at the profile of an individual whom they want to reach out, and accordingly they have the most magazines are tweaked around the people's likes, etc. So motoring enthusiasts, fashion enthusiasts, etc. So that's why high-end magazines or mass magazines, etc. develop their profile using the characteristics. So they understand these aspects of their profile very well. So they often tell you the demographic profile of their readership, etc. If they want to take an advertisement from you, so they will represent you the demographic profile that we have high educated, population or income ranging from so and so to so and so, etc. So understanding wise, one must monitor the demographic profile very well, because change there really gives a change to the consumer behavior also. Now you see that China may be the world's number one, but future forward they have one risk, which is high population of a dependent is increased so much, their working class population is very low, while it is reverse in India. India is a very high working class population available, less of dependent people. So this will change the way people consumption habits, etc. will happen. So one need to constantly monitor demographic for sure. And it signals you the changing consumption profile, availability of disposable income, etc. Geodemographic segmentation, it's a mix. Geographic and a demographic put together, it's a mix, because you are now able to get location aspects also, and you are able to get the demographic aspects very clearly applied to your this thing. So here the example of Banjara Hill in say Hyderabad, or say Malabar Hill in Mumbai, where geographically it is one area and demographically it consists of say high reach, high net worth individuals, people with a very high income are supposed to be there. So for a marketer, the advantage is now they are able to target, they are able to reach out them very well. So as a result, the potentiality to get a more value for money that they spend is very high. Various activity can be on pin code, direct mailing is possible to them, because it's like a same pin code, everybody is there. So if you get a database for a people staying in Malabar Hill, then direct marketing may give you a better result. So therefore the geodemographic segmentation facilitates better return on money, as they say. However, it is again a standalone module, may be questionable. It can be a supplementary segmentation for doing your deeper marketing activity. Here is a psychological segmentation. So now we come to a very important this thing, which is related to the mind. So you have three aspects, like a personality, psychographic, and social class. Personality can be introvert, extrovert, etc., aggressive, compliant. There may be more categorization. Same is a psychographic, could be swingers, straights, conservatives, etc. And social class wise, lower class, middle class, and upper class, as we say. So this makes your psychological profile, because people with this traits have a similar need, want, and desires, as they say. So characters like inherent qualities, and psychographic, when you say psychological characters are inherent to me, and I have become this because of my exposure. But my entire personality, my entire inside of my mind drives my decision making. Therefore, it is very important. These qualities of segmentation will give you two powerful characteristics, which is personality is like every product of the brand I will try and see whether matches with my personality. So see, such a powerful relation between brand that you own and your personality. Many times you feel brand aids to your personality or brand complements your personalities. That's always a fight between an individual when he selects a brand. And psychographically, whether I feel buying this will uplift my psychological state by society class, etc. So you buy certain brand or certain this thing because you want people to look you upon and like, oh, he has made a difference to his life. So this is where additionally social class of course builds the profile, whether I come from the lower middle class, high income class, etc. That's also another way, and therefore presumption wise my psychological setup will be of that class of people. That's the belief.